Sensation rief stehen.
Mit Jubiläum, der sich gegen einen Riskantpass entscheidet, ans Zentrum rein, sondern lieber auf Außen spielt. Toller Steckpass, dann Saka mit der Flanke, die etwas abgefälscht ist. Pavlovic geht voll ins Risiko, kommt nicht ran und dann kann Šefčovič nicht mehr klären für Jude Bellingham. Es gab Diskussionen, wurde es Southgate ins Spiel.
Alright, so I'm at the farm park. As you can see, a lot of fans here, a lot, mainly England fans. We've got some Serbian fans here, but it's mainly England fans. I don't know if it's packed like this at this for the night game. This is my first time at the night game, but I suspect it's mainly because England are playing. So there you go, good scenes. Strong first half from England, been a professional performance so far. I thought I'd just narrate as I show you what's going on here at one section within the fan park. So this is like the, what's it called? Hexagon section, I think that's what the MC called. We've got the security all up there already. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, about 20 people deep. So I'm just going around. It's a Man U man here. You're getting all kinds of kits as well. So it's not just the national stuff, but yes, Scottish fans, Denmark fan there. A lot of retro England shirts. There's one there. So just, yeah, vibes. Go around here, yep. Lots of foods, lots of different foods around here as well. Place is probably being drunk dry. So yeah, it's alright, I think as for the game, I feel, like I said, England have got this they've managed the game so far. I think they're playing well as a team. Jude is running things, stringing things together, picking the ball deep, picking it up further up the pitch. It's just all going through him. I think it's a strong first half from Saka. So he's playing well. So yeah, a bit disappointed with Trent so far. We had a good first 5-10 minutes.
I have to tell you something, ich muss dir was erzählen, es ist kein Geheimnis, aber Fußball macht natürlich attraktiv und schön.
I'm going to keep quiet here, because I'm near the speakers. This is the England section. This is where a lot of the England fans are congregating. All here. Yeah, I think Trent, could do with getting to the game a bit more, as could Foden. I think Foden's been a bit disappointing as well. He's never really replicated that Man City form for England yet. So, yeah. Who else I think could do with a better first half? I think Kane's been on with the peripheral, but that man plays in moments now. So you know he can just bang one in at any moment. Just bang one in at any moment as I make my way through. But apart from that, yeah, and Stones had some good moments. Been a bit ropey at times, but professional, you know, he's experienced, isn't he? But Gay's had a strong first half. I think Walker's been smooth. Trippier's, you know, he's tried, but he's not naturally a left back, so he's tried. But yeah, it's been a decent first half for England so far. So there you go. There you are. See my face. So yeah, on we go. Second half to come up.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better.
Captain's log day 4. So I think it's safe to say that the tournament is well and truly underway now. Games coming thick and fast. We've just completed the first weekend's action. I feel like I want to sneeze, but I'll try and hold it in. But yeah, we've just seen England complete their first fixture. Day 3, before I speak about England, day 3, yeah, it's an interesting watch. Poland, Holland, it's a good game. I was more impressed with Poland. Lewandowski-less Poland. In terms of a scoreline, pushed Holland all the way and took a late winner from them. But I thought Holland deserved the win. I thought they were purposeful. They pushed the initiative. More so in the game. Just didn't really have that killer instinct, and that's been an issue with them for the last 10 years. They've not had that lethal striker. They're very much relying on good players, players who want to push the initiative, but not that killer instinct. But anyway, they got the win. Bit of a surprise result in Denmark and Slovenia drawing. Denmark had a good tournament last time round in the Euros. They've been pretty decent by and large for the last 4 years. So it's a little bit of a surprise that they didn't collect the 3 points, but Slovenia, yeah, I think they deserved the draw in the end. All Black, guys, just a hard man to get past. So that finished 1-1. But we get to England. The England game against Serbia. So I can imagine some of the talk that's gone back home. Another ponderous performance from England. Sat back. Liked the level of dynamism. England, better team on paper, didn't show it against a lesser team. And you know, I can imagine people were critical of certain players. So from a negative point of view, I wouldn't even say negative, just from areas where it was slightly undercooked and didn't perform. Yes, England could have pressed the initiative a bit more. But what I will say is that this is in keeping with what we've seen with England for a while now, where they generally will have a moment in the game, like a certain patch in the game where somewhat a bit more of the ball, they try to be progressive, and then the drop off is quite sharp. And I think that's the criticism that Southgate and this team generally has. But in saying that, I think generally when you look at England as a whole, certainly in the years I've seen them watch, they've never dominated a team, or hardly ever. There are a few opportunities where you've seen them actually dominate a team. They generally play in spells. It kind of reminds me, not completely, but it kind of, there's a similarity. It reminds me of, obviously, Liverpool. I watch Liverpool a lot. It kind of reminds me of when Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp, towards the beginning, en route to get into their first Champions League final, Liverpool, or with Klopp, they were playing moments, they have a purple patch, and if they score in that purple patch, like a 10, 15, 20 minute, however long it would be, scoring that purple patch, rat-a-tat-tat, it's boom, 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 they've won 2 goals, maybe 3, and then the game is done. That's it. But if they didn't capitalize on that, that's when there's lack of game management. The game is quite difficult for them, and they wouldn't necessarily get the result, whether it be a draw or a defeat. And there's some similarities with England where maybe they're not as dynamic in terms of when they are having a purple patch, but it's very much, you can see they're on the ascendancy, and once that's gone, it's very short, and once that's gone, it's gone, that's it. And I think the players too, particularly these group of players where it's all very new, and I felt that in the game they looked like a group of individuals who've never played together, and that's the case. By and large, this is an untested team where they've not really played collectively a whole lot of times in the qualifiers. Maybe the first team, well, maybe the first 11 that played. Maybe I'm being unkind and saying, well, you look at them and say, look, these guys have played a lot in the qualifiers, but collectively, you look at Trippier playing as left back. You look at Gay. This is his first big tournament in which he started. You look at Trent playing in the midfield. You look at Foden never looks comfortable on the left. Jude, this is the second tournament. It's patchy. Kane was quiet. So in terms of the players, I was not disappointed. I just hoped for a little bit more. I was a bit disappointed in Foden. Obviously, he's had a brilliant season for Man City. Didn't really show it, but he's never looked comfortable playing on the left for England. But he's had a few times where he's played as the number 10 in Bellingham's role. He's not really shone either. I mean, the game against Iceland before the Euros, he didn't really present himself at all. I thought Trent as well, again, his capabilities, it's not his... Trent is a conundrum because he's always going to straddle 2 positions. People say he should be in defence, people say he should be in attack, as well, not attack, in the midfield. He's England's best pass or conductor. Best passer, best conductor, best orchestrator. And although he doesn't play in the midfield a whole heap of times, I would have hoped that he played on the half turn, like demanding the ball, give it to me, demanding the centre backs, give me the ball. Because for Liverpool, when he plays that kind of roaming role, by and large, he's occupying that same space in which he played for England against Serbia. So he's very much either demands it or he's giving it. And I would have just hoped that, give it. And, obviously maybe Southgate's given him different instructions, but, at the end of the day, managers can only do so much. The players should be making it happen, and good players, great players, irrespective of their position all the time, they try and make it happen. This applies to both Foden and Trent. But I think Trent had the capability because it's against a team where they're going to be difficult to break down. There's an element of England pushing the initiative, making things happen, and that's where you're looking at Trent, because England don't really create a whole lot, really, as a whole. Most of the time it's set plays, dead ball situations. When it is through open play, it's few and far between, so you need that conductor. So yeah, Trent seemed to 5-10 minutes of the game was all right, and then he worked hard, but that was it. And I thought Trippier, that left side again, look, it's not his position. He was earnest, he worked hard. He gave a good account of himself from that point of view, but that left side just looked in tandem with Foden, just looked difficult and gettable. So yeah, and I always like to end on the positives. England aren't going to be indexed against what they do to Serbia, or the likes of Serbia. They're very good in terms of qualification for these tournaments. They're very good in terms of playing teams of that ilk where they get the result. England cannot win this tournament at this stage. It's when they get to the business end and facing a team where England are trying to level up. So to win these tournaments, you're going to have to beat one of the big boys, if not a series of big teams. Serbia, although they were game, and once they figured, after the first half an hour, they started to figure out what England's passage of plays were and the lines of attack and what they were trying to do. They kind of grew into the game themselves, though I never felt Serbia were likely to score either, though Tadic coming on, he made Serbia look better. But England aren't going to be in. This is not what they're here for. They're not going to be first game of the tournament against a team that they should beat on paper. That's not what they're here for. It's the business end. So there's plenty of room for scope. The next game is against Denmark. That'll be a sterner. Well, I suppose listen to my friend. He believes Serbia are a better team than Denmark, so we'll see. But Denmark need a result as well because of disappointing draw. So it'll be a sterner test. Although Foden and Trent in particular, they tried, it didn't really work. I wouldn't give up on it just yet. Though I think Gordon, he plays there on the left side for Newcastle regularly. I think he would look a little bit better, and I think the whole Bellingham Foden axis is that it's really one or the other. Or in certainly yesterday's case, Bellingham and Saka in particular are causing problems for the opposition. Again, that purple patch that England had. They were very much on it. How Bellingham was playing, it was demanding it. Give it to me. Give me the ball. He was dropping deep. He was going forward. He was being purposeful. And then again, after that half an hour purple patch, didn't really see him kind of look tired. Same with Saka, kind of look nullified. But they had really, really strong games. I thought Mark Gay looked good. I thought Kyle Walker was solid. I thought Stones struggled at times. Kane was quiet, but he's at the stage where you're not expecting him to dominate the game here, there, everywhere, all over the pitch. He's moments. He's there to finish, and he had a great header which was saved by the Serbian goalkeeper. But yeah, going back to it, I wouldn't necessarily give up on it just yet. I think there are green shoots and horses for courses. And you just look at, they'll grow into the tournament, and if it doesn't work. Look at the firepower that England have got to call upon. Eze, Palmer, Gordon, as I've mentioned. Bowen came on. He looked good for the short time he was on. You've got Watkins as well. You've got the Brentford Tony. So that's from an attacking point of view. It's defensively where it's, but if they can keep it together, which they will, because England generally are tough to score against. They've got a good defensive record as a whole under Southgate. They should get them out of this group comfortably. After that, that's when we don't know. Anyway, so that's the game. I'm Blighty bound, so I'm going back to the UK today. Whether I'll come out to Germany, who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Watch this space. But my thoughts, my Berlin weekend, it's been brilliant. It's been really good. The sun's come out the last couple of days. First day was a bit ropey. It was raining actually. Warm hospitality. Fan parks have been amazing. Good banter. I met so many different nationalities and people here. And yeah, very much looking forward to how the tournament pans out. Yeah, it should be a good one. Should be a good one. All right.